My name is Lana Va. I'm 27 years old and I immigrated to the United States in 2016. I'm originally from Iraq.
My name is Aideen Burke. I'm 13 years old and I immigrated to the U.S. in 1846 from Ireland.
My name is Nadima Manu. I am 14 years old and I immigrated from Sudan in 2001.
Iraq was a very war-stricken country when I immigrated in 2016 and still is today. I lost everything back home. My home was bombed and I had to live on the streets. My entire family died in the bombing, my mom, my sister, and my brother. My dad was drafted for the war and we haven't heard from him in years. My mother said that he probably died. I was homeless and an orphan after that. Every day I thought, when will it stop and will I ever see my family again? For a while, I was upset that I hadn't been in the house with my family when it was bombed, mainly because I had no one and nothing. I used to think that, but now I feel blessed that I was provided the opportunity to come to America.
At home in Ireland, my father, mother, 2 brothers, and I lived in a small house. We made our money off of our crop, which were being destroyed by the blight. Our town was chaos. Most people were starving to death because they were too poor to provide for themselves and their family.
In Sudan, I was a homemaker, which meant I was the woman in the house. I was expected to cook, clean, and take care of everyone. An older man was keeping me held captive, and I was trying to escape while still providing for my family.
I came to America to escape war. In Iraq, every day and every night, there were bombs, gunshots, and screams. Innocent people were killed for no reason all the time. So when the opportunity provided itself, I jumped at it. I hoped I could find a home and start my life over again. America was a place that I could leave the war behind, but not lose my cultural roots, traditions, and beliefs. America would be a haven for me, and a place where my only worry would be finding a job and a home.
I came to America, like I said, because of a blight that destroyed our potato crop. We weren't making enough money to sustain ourselves, and since nothing was growing, both of my parents were practically out of a job. We gathered the little money we had and made the journey to the land of opportunity in shifts.
I came to America for 2 reasons: to escape the war in my country and to try to escape the harsh conditions in my house. At the age of 13, I was raped by a man that kept me hostage, and now we have a baby girl.
I like America so far. It is difficult to learn a new language and start over again, but I think eventually it will all work out. I thought there would be many more jobs than there are available at the moment, but it's hard to find a job without a degree.
The journey to America was rough, but for the most part worth it. After days of searching, both of my parents and even myself were able to find a job in factories. The hours were long, wages low, but we were able to support ourselves finally, and that's what mattered. I never saw myself being 13 and already working a job.
My struggle to America was long and hard, and it consisted a lot of hiding from the man and the locals. After I finally made it to the edge of Sudan, my mother's friend from when my mother was 15 sent out a private boat to come retrieve my daughter and I.
Not many people are willing to hire an Iraqi woman who just recently immigrated. With all the terrorism going on in the world and my ethnicity, many assume things and don't want to take a risk.
My family back on its feet, our jobs make me extremely anxious. My mother works in a factory helping sew shirts. My father makes shoe soles. I work in the same factory as my mother. The labor is dangerous, and all of us often suffer from injuries. In school, my brothers were placed in a lower class because the material was harder than back home.
The biggest challenge I've had by far was 3 days after I arrived. I was living with my mother's friend Hadia, and she helped the baby and I get settled into New York City. We were changing the baby when all of a sudden I felt like the floor went down underneath us. We quickly ran outside of the building since we were on the bottom floor and ran away to see the massacre that was before us.
I think America has somewhat fulfilled its promise of being the land of opportunity. They do have options available, for example, jobs. They do have jobs available, but you need to have the right qualifications, which many of us immigrants do not have. In order for us to get jobs, be successful, be homeowners, and start a new family and a new life over, we need to be able to get those qualifications, which cost money. So, America has opportunities, but it is hard to get to them.
America has definitely, and I think will continue to fulfill its promise as the land of opportunity. My family is earning money now, and all of our jobs are even getting better. My mother and father are now working in shops, so I am able to go to school rather than spend my days in the factory.
I came to America for 2 reasons: to escape a painful circumstance and to escape a war. Instead, I came into an even bigger trauma. I thought I had gone through it all, and at such a young age. I felt that I was prepared for the worst, but never in my life would I be prepared for this attack. On September 11th, 2 airplanes crashed into the very building that I was staying at. I had only been to this country for 3 days. My mother's best friend was watching over me since I was not allowed to live alone. She came to America a year before me and had gotten really lucky to earn a steady job that even some middle-class Americans would dream for. She and 10 others were chosen to work as nurses. Then they were given money to get registered as a nurse and also used the background information they had from caretaking in Sudan during the war. Now she is the only woman left who has still been able to keep this job. I'm lucky to have her. She has promised to adopt me as her daughter, since all my family is either dead or back in Sudan held hostage. America has not fulfilled its promises for me, and I'm sure it will never make up for what it did to me.